What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder, coming to you on this Mindset, Motivate, Move Monday. It's Monday morning, and what we do on Mondays, we get our mindset right, we get motivated, and then we move. We take action, we move into our week strong. Y'all know we only have, what's the day? Today is 11th, so we only got 20 more days. Is it 20 days? Jesus. Yeah, 20 days. I think it's 20 days left in 2023, y'all. How you ending 2023? I know it's the holiday season and all that good stuff and everything like that, but for me, Jesus is the reason for the season, so I don't worry about this holiday stuff and everything like that. It gives me the opportunity to be able to celebrate my Savior, be able to celebrate my family, spend time with my family, and that's what it's about to me. All the other stuff I could care less about. Anyway, but this is what we do. We finishing these. We're going to go hard. We're going to go hard these last 20 days, these last 20 days of 2023, going into 2024. Because 2024, y'all, are you ready? Are you ready to unleash your entrepreneurial excellence in 2024? If you're ready to unleash in 2024, let me hear you say, ooh, rah. Let me hear you say, ooh, rah in the chat there. Yeah, give me a ooh, rah in the chat, because we ready. We getting motivated. We're moving into 2024, ready to unleash your entrepreneurial excellence in that. And we're going to spend every single day in 2024 unleashing our entrepreneurial excellence. That means we operate in excellence, we think in excellence, we move in excellence in everything that we do. We make sure that our clients, that our customers, every encounter that you have in 2024 is got to be in excellence. You bring your A game every single day. That's what we're going to do in 2024. Y'all know what we've been doing. Let's get into it. I ain't going to be long. Let's get into it. 2024, today is the second part 2 of the of the brand new. Y'all welcome to the brand new suite. I'm sorry, brother, brand new suite. We inside. It's still cold outside, y'all. It's still cold outside right now. So running inside, getting my running inside, and we do our we do our sessions right here in the brand new lab. But last week and then this week, what we've been focusing on is a billionaire mindset. A billionaire mindset. 10 lessons that entrepreneurs and leaders should learn from Mr. Tyler Perry. We've been talking about him last week. We're going to talk about him this week. Those things that get the characteristics of a billionaire. Do you possess the characteristics, of a billionaire? We talked about last week. We talked a little bit about know your why. We talked about focusing and your work ethic. We talked about being an overcomer. We talked about having persistence. Do you have persistence? And then we ended the week with breaking all the rules. Are you somebody that just has to fit in that cookie cutter? Or are you somebody that says, you know what, I got a 21st century mindset. I break all the rules because I'm not like everybody else. I think differently. So this week, what we're going to be dealing with and what we're going to be talking about is today we're going to talk about speak their language. And when I say speak their language, I mean, do you know the language of your target market? Do you know the language of your target audience? Are you speaking to them in a familiar tone so that they can relate, so that they can understand, so that they can have a language that they speak that you understand, that's going to prompt them to want to do business with you, that's going to prompt them to want to buy your products and services, that's going to let them know that you understand what it is, the problem that you solve for them. Because every business solves a problem. Question is, are you solving your client's problem? And the only way that you're able to solve their problem is by speaking their language and understanding what it is that they are in need of, what it is that their pain point, their issue that they're having, so that you could talk to them in that language so that they understand what you're going to do for them, the benefits of your product and service, the benefits of doing business with you versus somebody else. So let's talk a little bit about this speak their language, and know your target market. And that was one of the things in the documentary. For y'all that don't know, it's a Maxine's Baby is Tyler Perry's documentary about his life, chronicles his life from childhood to now where he is now as a billionaire. Having the great studio down there in Atlanta, the Tyler Perry Studios, and how he built this empire that he has now. And the story, it talks all along in there, and I'm not going to give you, all of the the stuff about the documentary, because you should watch it. It's a great documentary. It's a really, really good documentary. I think every entrepreneur should watch it, but watch it from, watch to enjoy it, but also watch it from the lens of an entrepreneur. And that's what I did. I extracted those things that I believe that we as entrepreneurs and leaders could learn from Tyler Perry. So that's why I wanted to bring you all these 10 characteristics, traits, these lessons that I learned from watching the documentary. And you can take a look at what I've talked about. Take a look at the documentary, and you see those characteristics that Tyler Perry brought to the table, that he had throughout his throughout his life. But one of the things that he talks about, and I remember him saying this when he talked about when he first started gaining recognition back in the late 90s and early 2000s and everything like that. He understood that there was a niche market that was out there. He wanted to tap in to that Christian-based, I don't want to say spiritually based market that was out there, that nobody was paying attention to. And I think his first attempt to go to Hollywood, they were like, they don't go to the movies, they don't spend money, this, that, and the other. And he said, yeah, they do. And he said, I'm going to show you. Well, he I don't know if he said this to them or whatever, but he said, I'm going to show you. And he didn't necessarily have to say it. He did it in his work. I'm going to show you that these folks will support this type of product. And we did. We came out in droves to support his stories that he was telling. And that's the thing, understanding your target audience, your target market is crucial to you being a successful billionaire, to being a successful entrepreneur, to being a successful leader. You've got to be, as a leader, you've got to be able to speak the language of the people that you're leading, or you won't be leading anybody. And that was the galvanizing thing with Dr. King. That was the galvanizing thing with Brother Malcolm X. That was the galvanizing thing with Nelson Mandela. That was the galvanizing thing. That's the galvanizing thing with anyone that has a voice. That's the galvanizing thing that gets people listening to an Oprah Winfrey. That's the galvanizing thing that gets people listening to a Mr. Robert Smith. Because they have an understanding of how to speak the language of those that they are offering their products and services to. Take a look at any successful entrepreneur that you know of, or that you admire, that has a successful business. And I promise you, this characteristic of speaking their language is a part of who they are, part of their character. They study them. They make sure that the product and the service that they offer, or product or services that they offer, are done in such a way that people resonate with it. They develop a relationship with it. Think about all of you iPhone users, I'm not an iPhone user at all. I'm Android for life. For life. But even with us, those of us that are Android users, those companies, Apple and Android makers, there's a particular language that they speak to us, that they say that keeps us loyal. There's a particular language for those that are football fans. There's a particular language that the teams that are your favorite teams, they speak a particular language that you resonate with. I know for me, it's the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, we won yesterday. How about that? on a punt return. I love it. I love it. In overtime. Shouldn't have had to go on to overtime, but anyway, that's another story. But the Baltimore Ravens organization in football speaks the language of this city. Though the team represents who we are as a city. That grit, grind it out. We gonna play hard nosed. We gonna bring what we need to bring in order to be able to do what we do. That's the essence of who we are here in Baltimore. So our football team and even our baseball team this year, it's a language that connects us as fans. Hey Nodella, morning, Elder. How you? Thanks for tuning in. But there's a language that speaks, and Tyler Perry understood the language of those of his customers, I don't want to say customers, of those that supported his movies and his plays. And he said it on number of occasions. I understand my audience. And that's the question that you've got to answer today. That's the homework. Do you understand your audience? Do you? Do you speak the language of your audience? Do they resonate with you? Do they resonate with your product? Do they resonate with your service? You've got to develop a relationship. You've got to connect. Here's the thing that Tyler Perry did. He connected with his audience, he built with his audience, and he grew with his audience. Those three things. He connected with them. He understood what they needed, what they wanted, what they were looking for. He built. As you've seen, for those that have followed him and have followed him throughout the years, you've seen him build his Tyler Perry's studios, his company. He, going from sleeping in his car to selling out the Fox Theater, to having multiple movie deals, to having multiple TV deals, to now having a major studio. That what he did on that 300 acres that used to be a army base, 12 studios with all of the other accoutrements that it has on it, and he ain't even used, I think, maybe like a third of the land. I don't know why he ain't built a house on it, but he has so much more land that he can do with it down there. And here's the thing, too, that he gets out of that and understanding the language. He actually now can speak to the other aspects of Hollywood that want to film movies. They've done several movies on his in his studio. He is a major player now. He is MGM. He is Sony. He's just like all of those studios that you see out in California. That's him. And he's been able to do it. He's been successful at it because he did speak the language He understood how to speak the language of his clients, but he also learned to speak the language of business. He understands business language. He understands, I've got to know my numbers. I've got to know I've got to know those things that I need to do in order to be able to get the numbers that I needed to get. Two different languages, y'all. And I should have put that there. Not just knowing your target market, but knowing the business aspect of your audience. Having a full understanding of the avatar, of who they are, how they think, what's their pain point, what are they going to relate to more, what's going to resonate with them more. Studying them. That's how you become a successful entrepreneur, but that's even more, that's how you become a billionaire. Steve Jobs became Steve Jobs because he studied his target market. Steve Jobs became who he was because he studied the industry of technology, and he wanted to do it better than anybody else. Is that your mindset? That you want to do what you do better than anybody else? Is that what you want people to say when they talk about you, your business, and your brand? They do it better than anybody else. That's being able to speak the language of your target market. Marriott Hotels, Chick-fil-A, they say we're going to do the hospitality better than anybody else. Chick-fil-A says we're going to do chicken better than anybody else. And you know why I can say that about Chick-fil-A? That they do customer service better than anybody else. They do chicken better than anybody else. It's the only fast food restaurant that I know of that is closed on the busiest day of the week for them. That could be the busiest day for them during the week. And people are lined up around the corner to go there. If that's not speaking the language of your clients, I don't know what is. That they are loyal to you to the point where you can be closed on the busiest day of the week that could be for you. You set that standard, and and your clients, your target market understands that and is willing to deal with it and say that's okay. Do you got that kind of juice? Do you have that kind of juice with your clients, with your customers? Yeah. I want you to work on your language. Going into 2024, work on your language. Work on the language to your target market. Begin to say, you know what? How can I increase speaking better to my target market going into 2024? I told you 2024 is about unleash. Well, the way that you unleash your entrepreneurial excellence, or one of the ways in 2024 is speaking your target market's language. Get into an intimate relationship with your target market. Do you have an intimate relationship with your target market? Do you know them inside and out? Y'all know. Y'all know. When you're in a relationship, a good relationship with somebody, you know their thoughts even before they thought. You ever seen a old couple that's been married for 35, 45, 55 years? You know, they finish each other's sentences. They laugh at things that nobody. They speak a language amongst themselves. One of my old classmates, and this was when I was in elementary school, and his father was one of our teachers. And I can't even remember the class that he taught, but they had a family language called Linnegan Latin. Nobody else knew it. They knew it, and they taught it to some of us. Like my name would be, it's Leroy McKenzie, right? My name is Leroy McKenzie, but in Linnegan Latin, it would be Lakafi Ragafoy, Makafi Kakafi, N Z Yeah, I think that's how the last name would go. Like my middle name is Carol, would be Cockafay Rockefeller. They had a language that they spoke amongst themselves, to each other, that nobody else could speak. And you've got to develop that kind of relationship with your clients. You've got to develop that kind of relationship with your target market, where they know you're speaking to them, they speak to you. They tell you what they need, you give them what they need. Yeah, that's right. You've got to develop an intimate relationship with your target market, and that's what Tyler Perry did. When you listen to him and he talks about his target audience and what he believed in, nobody else was trying to hear what he was saying about the target market that he was going after. They were like, oh, they're not going to support this. Blew it out the water. Absolutely blew it out the water. And then what happened, because he spoke their language, Hollywood had to listen to him. Because I'm telling you, if nothing else, Hollywood ain't about nothing but the green. Money talks in Hollywood. So they started seeing his numbers and they started asking this question, well, who is this Tyler Perry dude? Don't nobody know him. Who is he? And they started to notice, and he caught their eye. And what they found out was, oh, he's speaking a language to these folks that we ain't got a clue about. We ain't even got on their level. But he did. And that's what speaking their language is about for me. You know, it's about connecting. Like I said, it's about building. It's about growing. That's what I want you to do this week. Connect with your target audience. Build with your target audience. Grow with your target audience. Grow with them. We grew up with certain entertainers. You know, we grew up with Kim Fields. We grew up with Todd Bridges. We grew up with Keisha Knight Pulliam. We grew up with them. We watched them. We connected with them because of the characters that they played. You know, and they built relationships with us all based off of the characters that they have. Jaleel White. And we've seen them grow into who they are now. Same thing with Tyler Perry. We've watched Tyler Perry. For those of us that have been, you know, that have watched his career, I remember watching the plays, laughing and having a great time, and the relationship that he built with us as supporters of him. You can do the same thing. You can absolutely do the same thing. But you got to work at it. You got to work at it. You know, and here, you know, it's an art to connecting, building, and growing. And not everybody can do it because it doesn't, you know, that's not everybody's forte. But that was certainly Tyler Perry's, one of his fortes. He was able to connect. He was able to master connecting with his audience, knowing what it was that they were looking for. You know, all of the, and the biggest thing that people connected with was Medea. And you'll find out more about it. That wasn't even his main theme or character. He didn't intentionally create the Medea character. That was something that came from having and wanting to speak the language of his target market. He found out that people resonated with Medea. He found out that people understood Medea. It was there were some Medeas in the people that came to the plays and came to watch the movies, their families. There was a Medea in their family, so they could relate to it. They understood it. So what did he do? Hey, he stuck with it. He was like, hey, I'm going to stay where my butter's bread. Now, I don't necessarily agree with him being Medea, but that was the thing. You know, the art of connecting, he mastered it. He mastered connecting with his audience. Have you mastered the language of your audience, of your target market? We're all about here in the Brain News Suite. We're all about mastery. That's why we do what we do every single day. That's about the 1% every single day. Like I told you, 100 hours in a year. 100 hours a year, 18 minutes a day. 18 to 20 minutes a day. It's all you got to do. You'll be better than 95% of the world at what you do. That's what Tyler Perry did. He mastered. He worked at it every single day, communicating, connecting with his target market. That's that's the lesson. That's the secret sauce, if you will. That's the secret sauce, if you will, of becoming a billionaire. Or one of the secrets, I should say. You know, do you create a product or service, that resonates with your target market on a deeper level, where they actually will support you through and through. Your product is front of mind to them. They're not thinking about anything else. As soon as a Tyler Perry movie come out, as soon as a Tyler Perry show may come on, they're right there. That's how you want to be with your product and your services. And when I say develop, and this, I'm gonna say this and then I'm done. In order to develop a personal relationship with your target audience, an intimate relationship with your target audience, you've got to you've got to be able to pull out certain emotions. You've got to have them be able to feel, and that's one of the things that I've learned in this entrepreneurship journey, this leadership journey, is if you can make people feel, see, and touch what it is that you do in that level, that's where you get constant, consistent, loyal. You go from people being customers to being clients. What people feel, what people see, what people think. If you operate with them on that level, that's the intimate part, y'all, that I'm talking about. Feel, see, think. Think, feel, see. Be what people think. Know what people think. Know what people feel. Know what people see. That's how you get. That's where Tyler Perry operated at. People could see the physicals, being able to see the product. They could feel the emotional attachment that they had to his plays, to his movies, to his shows. And what they thought about it. He got people thinking. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. That's exactly what I was thinking. Think of any successful entrepreneur, any successful thinker. I think of Les Brown. I think of Dr. King. I think of Malcolm X. I think of Fred Hampton. When I think of them, Lisa Nichols, when I think of all of them, I think of those three things, of how they make you think, how they make you feel, and how they make you see, what they make you see. Think, feel, and see. Write those three things down, y'all, and work on them all week. How do I make my clients think? How do I make my clients feel? How do I make my clients see? Those are the ingredients to speaking their language. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. Hey, Miss Wilson, thanks for joining us. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We speak in their language all week. All week. Let's go to work. It's Mindset, Motivate, Move Monday. We'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great, great, great day. Hope your weekend was great as well, too. Ravens won, so it was a good weekend. We got some tough games coming up. These last 4 games gonna tell us where we are. For real. You say, how do I make clients think, feel, and see? Yep, absolutely. Yes. How do you make them think, feel, and see? Boom. No, stop hating. Don't hate us because we're in first place in the AFC. I'm just saying. And Miami better lose tonight. Titans gonna have to tighten up tonight and do some work tonight. But it's I want you to have a great day. It's Monday, y'all. So let's take this week. We got 3 weeks left in 2023. Let's blast these last 3 weeks out. Let's finish strong and then go into 2024 ready to unleash your entrepreneurial excellence. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.